These moments are darker than the place Rick's heart should be. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 darkest Rick and Morty moments.
Morty, please. I love you, sweetheart.
Yo, RPGs, enough with the candy, rainbows, and unicorns already. It's time to get real, raw, epic, awesome, and dark. Raid is the brand new free-to-play collection RPG that is taking the mobile gaming landscape by storm. Almost 10 million players worldwide have already downloaded the game in 3 months. Collect and customize over 400 champions with 1 million plus champion builds, and assemble a team from 16 heroic factions. Discover 13 spectacular locations, raid with friends in a clan, or claim glory in the PvP arena. The choice is yours. Personally, I enjoy the fully voiced story campaign with AAA quality production value and graphics. Check out how good these champions look. Don't just take my word for it. With almost 200,000 reviews, Raid has an almost perfect score on the Play Store. Go to the video description and click on the special link for an instant 50,000 silver and a free epic champion within a week as part of the new player program to start your journey. Good luck, and I'll see you there. For this list, we're going over the bleakest, goriest, and most disturbing moments from the adult cartoon Rick and Morty. Be warned, there will be spoilers ahead.
So if you really want your grandpa back, grab a shovel. The one that won't let you down is buried in your backyard.
You're right!
What?
Number 10, Simple Ricks. One of the more bizarre things about Rick and Morty is that an entire city's worth of alternate versions of the genius Rick and not-so-genius Morty live and work together on one massive space station.
All the different Ricks from all the different realities got together to hide here from the government.
One of the businesses on the Citadel is a cookie factory, whose products are flavored by the joy distilled from the single memory of a Rick held prisoner.
We captured that moment. We run it on a loop through Simple Rick's mind. And the chemical that makes his brain secrete goes into every Simple Rick Simple Wafer's wafer cookie.
As if this wasn't grim enough, one of the factory's employees frees the trapped Rick by killing him, but is then used to replace Simple Rick just when he thinks he's escaped.
We captured that taste, and we keep giving it to him so he can give it right back to you in every bite of new Simple Rick Freedom Wafer Selects.
Jeez, and we thought Willy Wonka was diabolical. Number 9, Mulan McNugget sauce. The season 2 finale of Rick and Morty sees Rick Sanchez give himself up to the Galactic Federation and going to prison, seemingly to protect his family.
What are you in for?
Everything.
However, after escaping imprisonment and his son-in-law Jerry asks his wife Beth to choose between them, Rick's motives are shown to be less clear-cut. In a deranged rant to Morty in the garage, echoing the one in the pilot episode, Rick reveals his imprisonment was an elaborate way for him to push Jerry out of their lives, while also promising darker adventures to come.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. First thing that's different, no more Dad, Morty. He threatened to turn me into the government, so I made him and the government go away.
He also manages to make a tangent about Szechuan sauce for McDonald's surprisingly menacing.
I'm not driven by avenging my dead family, Morty. That was fake. I'm driven by finding that McNugget sauce.
Nuggets?
I want that Mulan McNugget sauce, Morty. That's my series arc,
The
Morty.
hell?
If it takes 9 seasons, I want my McNugget dipping sauce
about,
Szechuan
Rick?
sauce, Morty.
Number 8, Evil Morty takes over. After Rick's near destruction of the Citadel and the deaths of its council, the bizarre dimension-hopping city is in need of new leadership. An election is held, and a Morty manages to take a surprising lead.
Holy shit.
However, an assassination attempt by one of his former Morty staffers and a few other hints make it clear that something is off.
You gotta listen to me. I worked for him. I was his campaign manager. That Morty is not what he seems.
All becomes clear when the newly elected Morty leader has an influential cabal of Ricks murdered and a familiar tune begins playing, revealing this Morty to be the evil one previously encountered in the series, who has demonstrated that he can be just as bad or worse than any Rick.
This seems like a good time for a drink and a cold, calculated speech with sinister overtones.
Number 7, keep Summer safe. While visiting a dimension where giant spiders coexist with humans, Rick, Morty, and Summer encounter engine trouble. While the former two investigate the problem inside the battery, Rick instructs his car's artificial intelligence to
Keep Summer safe.
The AI takes this incredibly seriously, as it first stuns or kills people who come close to the car. This eventually draws the attention of the police, leading to a horrifically traumatic experience for one of the officers.
I'm sorry. It was all my fault. I'm sorry.
Daddy, leave the car alone.
What?
Leave the car alone.
Hunter? Go!
Oh my god.
Although the AI is able to resolve things peacefully eventually, its initial draconian methods are quite traumatizing for Summer and the viewers.
If you're talking about the melting ghost babies, yes, please, no more of that.
Number 6, Rick's attempt at self-destruction. Rick's personal life outside his family is rarely delved into, and one of the few times we have seen a reference to it is when he runs into an ex-love interest of his, Unity, a hive mind.
We need a hang glider and a crotchless Uncle Sam costume, and I want the entire field of your largest stadium covered end to end with naked redheads, and I want the stands packed with every man that remotely resembles my father.
Although they and Rick reconnect and engage in a lot of hedonistic activities, ultimately Unity breaks up with Rick after their intoxication leads to a loss of control over their unruly hosts.
I lose who I am and become part of you. Because in a strange way, you're better at what I do without even trying.
While it was probably in both of their interests, Rick takes it harder than one might expect given his character, attempting to vaporize his own head, and only surviving by passing out in a drunken stupor. Rick Sanchez is a monumentally self-destructive person, but seeing him actually try to end his own life was still shockingly dark. Number 5, burying their own bodies. Rick's capacity for destruction is as big as his ego, and that ain't small. After a request for a love potion from Morty turns viral, Rick's attempts to fix it actually make things worse, creating an apocalyptic spread of the virus that mutates the inhabitants of their version of Earth into monsters.
Okay, well, sometimes science is more art than science, Morty. A lot of people don't get that.
Rather than attempting to fix things, Rick and Morty abandon that version of reality and go to a version of Earth where their counterparts died.
Oh my god, Rick! Is that us? We're dead!
Burying their own dead bodies in the backyard. While Rick takes it in stride, Morty is completely traumatized, and we would be too in his shoes. Number 4, Slick Morty. The Citadel of Ricks amplifies the dysfunction of Rick and Morty by thousands, and there are several dark and grim tales of Ricks and Mortys who live there. One story sees a group of Morty students go on an adventure in the vein of Stand By Me in order to find a legendary wishing portal.
That's a myth. It's not a myth. My first Rick's fourth Morty knew a Rick whose Morty went there.
However, upon arriving at their destination and making their wishes by throwing things in the portal, the cool Slick Morty throws himself in, as he's become despairing of life ever improving for Mortys.
I wish anything about this life would change. Well, I hope you're putting something pretty goddamn important in there. Me too. But I doubt it.
While it's possible he survived, the fact that the portal ends up being a garbage dump is still a grim cherry on this bleak Sunday.
Garbage dump. Stand back.
Number 3, Little Boy and Little Girl. Morty's dad, Jerry, rarely goes on adventures with Rick, partly because of their mutual dislike, but also because Jerry is easily intimidated and it would be easy for him to die.
Put some pants on. Never mind, there's no time for pants, Jerry. I'll make you a pair of pants on the way. It's a Rick and Jerry adventure. Rick and Jerry episode.
Rick seeks to prevent this outcome by taking Jerry on a trip to a resort with an immortality field that prevents visitors from dying from otherwise fatal injuries, including a pair of alien children who shoot one another with real laser guns.
The resort's covered in an immortality field. You can't die here. That's the gimmick.
An attempt on Rick's life unfortunately causes the field to deactivate, causing the little boy alien to shoot and kill the little girl, Lisa, who's presumably his sister. Talk about something that would mess you up for life.
Leave that?
Number 2, Mr. Jellybean. Morty's own attempts at finding a fun adventure do not turn out well.
Excuse me! We are two humble heroes in search of adventure!
Oh my god, so embarrassing.
He and Rick soon land themselves on trial for murder of a giant, but after being exonerated from any wrongdoing, they come across something even more upsetting. While in a restroom in a tavern, Morty encounters an anthropomorphic Jellybean, who soon attempts to rape Morty, forcing the distraught teen to fight off his attacker in a brutal and incredibly upsetting moment.
You're making me really uncomfortable.
Stop fighting me. Just let this happen.
Get off of me!
Seeing one of the protagonists nearly raped is an incredibly dark place to take the show to. We're just glad Rick gave Mr. Jellybean what he deserved. Can you imagine trying to rank the darkest moments in Rick and Morty? We basically had infinite choices. Jeez, who knew a show about a grandfather and grandson going on intergalactic adventures could be so nihilistic? Anyway, if the moment you think is darkest has not appeared yet, be sure to wait until after these honorable mentions. Dishonorable? Who knows?
Oh, now they're all resting comfortably in my stomach. Ooh, am I feeling good? No! Get away from me! Get away from me! This is my first strawberry snibbles! No! So what are you doing with level 9 access anyways?
Destroying the galactic government.
Awesome!
I'm a version of your brother you can trust when he says don't run. Nobody exists on purpose. Nobody belongs anywhere. Everybody's gonna die. Come watch TV.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Good job, Morty. Let's go, kids.
What? What happened?
Oldest Rick trick in the book. Jeez. Wow, Morty, now you're getting into it.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost there though. Just be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Alright, back to business. Number 1. Parasites disguised as loved ones. A parasite Rick or Morty brings back from one of their adventures ends up attaching itself to the family and reproducing, creating false memories of various increasingly outlandish friends and loved ones.
But Uncle Steve taught me how to ride a bike.
No, Steve put that memory in your brain so he could live in your house, eat your food, and multiply.
Morty and Rick discover that the parasites are unable to create bad memories though, which leads to them and the rest of the family being forced to kill the people they have only happy memories of.
Come on, man. Haven't we ever had an uncomfortable silence or an awkward fart on a road trip? Come on, Pencilvester. Give me anything.
Which is really messed up since it leads to Beth killing a parasite pretending to be her perfect husband, Sleepy Gary, no doubt deeply affecting her and her real husband Jerry for that matter.
I have a plan. If we can get to my boat, there's a... No! Just send me to Gary. I want to be with Gary.
Although, the fact that she mistakenly shoots the very real Mr. Poopy Butthole seems to be the thing that pushes Beth most into grief.
He told me to tell you he's sorry you didn't have bad memories of him. If you love him, you should leave.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.